Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's time for WWE Evolve Event Center, where wrestling action involves the WWE ID prospects, the PC prospects, and indie wrestlers from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the man to bring you the wrestling report and action from the WWE Evolve Event Center, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 2594 of the show. Episode 2594 of the show. And I want to address something here. I think last night, when I did my Title Tuesday, event center, I think I've omitted a match. I do believe that I have forgotten to address, and I don't know if I did it or not. Look back at that episode of the AEW Dynamite Event Center for Title Tuesday a couple of episodes ago, and you can let me know if I did omit a match. And I think one of the matches I've omitted, it is the TBS Championship match of Mercedes Moné issued an open challenge to anybody from Florida for that championship, and it's none other than former WWE Women's Tag and NXT Women's Tag Team Champion Lacey Lane, who used to be known as Kaden Carter, to accept the challenge. And Mercedes Moné did retain the title over Lacey Lane. So Mercedes Moné. So who's going to challenge Mercedes Moné next for that championship? We haven't seen Hikaru Shida in quite a while. We saw Sarii appear in Ring of Honor. In fact, Alex Windsor had issued a challenge to Sarii for the IWGP Women's Championship. So that match might be happening soon. So it was only a matter of time. So we shall see what happens there. So let's talk about WWE Evolve, the final Evolve before next week's special known as Evolve Succession here on Tubi. I almost said YouTube. On Tubi. And ladies and gentlemen, the title matches has been set, but Stevie Turner had to address that Kiana Carver did win the matchup, but as you know, Bryce Donovan sent by the Vanity Project to take out Kiana Carver. But Kiana Carver's hand got broken in the process and will not be medically cleared to compete for the championship. But he still has that number one contender. So whoever challenges Jackson Drake for that championship next week on Evolve Succession will have to, if that person wins, whoever wins that match will have to defend that title against Kiana Carver. But seems like people are lining up for the championship. So Chewy Martinez got a face-to-face interview with Callie Armstrong and Kendall Gray in the middle of the ring as that matchup we'll have next week. Callie Armstrong defending the title against Kendall Gray. And Kendall Gray says, you're very impressive, but the way you did it, you took it too far when you hurt my friend Kylie Bright. And then after a little trash talk, the two shook hands, said, "May the best man win. I intend to." He said, "Not when I rip your arm off." And Kendall Gray is they say she's the Ice Woman. So that means Kendall Gray could be the equivalent of Dean Malenko. We'll find out for sure, because Kendall Gray has got a lot of accolades in her college and high school and all that. Will only be a matter of time, though. She wears a championship round. And if she joins forces with Ren Sinclair as part of the No Quarter Catch crew, look out, ladies and gentlemen. That could be a tag team worth worth watching. Meanwhile, Kelly Kincaid interviewed Tate Wilder, and he says, "I got to get on Succession. I don't know how. I only got one win, but I'll find a way." But then Brooks Jensen blindsides Tate Wilder and attacks him from behind. So Brooks Jensen's still trying to find himself. Him and Josh Briggs can get back together as Country Grit with all three the former members of Country Grit as heels now. You got Brooks Jensen, Josh Briggs, and Fallon Henley. Get all three of them back together as Country Grit, this time as a heel tag team, a stable, and then you got something going here in the tag team division. And I like to see, really, really make a run. Then on the first matchup of the night, Dante Chen goes one-on-one with It's Gall. Now It's Gall, he's got great, he's got a great physique and all, but here's the problem: too much showboating on It's Gall. I mean, he's trying to be like too much like Scott Steiner wannabe. I'm all muscle and the ladies love me and all this good stuff. And he's sending a shout out to Jamar Hampton, who's hurt, and he hurt his hip trying to outdo it. And the crazy part about that is that you step in the ring and then Dante Chen's trying to outpose him and all. He's like, don't do that. That's my thing. And Dante Chen, let's say the showboating. Dante Chen's playing mind games, but at the same time, the showboating It's Gall cost him the matchup, and that's all It's Gall was doing too much of. But when Dante Chen tells him, let's get serious, let's wrestle, then It's Gall can really step it up to plate. But you got to quit the clowning around, because what if you made up to the main roster and you're going after a championship? What if you go up somebody like Rusev or Dominic Mysterio? You got to go after your opponent. No showboating, no goofing around, no playing to the crowd. Just go after full bore. What if the Undertaker decided to come out of retirement and say, hey, I want to step in the ring against these young kids and teach them how it's done? What if It's Gall decided to go showboating against the Undertaker? Not a wise thing to do. But, just saying, It's Gall, showboating cost him the match. Dante Chen won the match. Let me tell you something. It's Gall, you got a lot to learn, kid. You got lots to learn. And believe me. And believe me, Dante Chen just made you famous. Anyways, Chewy Martinez interviewed the High Rise as they go up against the team of Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke. And the High Rise says, we're going to show them how it's done. Then the Vanity Project gloats about, Carver not getting the title shot. We say, hey, but who is she who's Stevie Turner going to replace him with? We don't know, but we got to think about it. And said, let's go. And then, afterwards, they gave a shout. And Bryce Donovan did not say a word. I was like, something's going on inside that man. Something's going on inside Bryce Donovan's mind. I don't know what is going on inside of his mind, but we'll find out eventually. So, the team of Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke versus the High Rise. Now, I got to tell Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke are a very unique team, to say the least. Aaron Rourke, he reminds me of a lot of Goldust when it comes to the mind games and the flamboyance. I think Aaron Rourke, you give him a shot, you give him a chance, and to really showcase his skills, and he's got the psychological advantage and all that. You give him something to work on, boom. I think he may be a big, huge star. Talk about the psychological, the flamboyance and everything else. It's there. I know it's 2025. I know I'm not going to go into social details about this when I obviously know what Eric Rourke is. I think you play that to his advantage. He can play that to his advantage. Playing mind games against his opponents. Sometimes get him flustered, get him off their game, and boom, you got him where you want him. Pin him in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, you pick up the victory. But I think the High Rise started to catch on to their cuteness, so to speak, and to the cuteness of Aaron Rourke and Marcus Mathers. But in the end, High Rise got the victory. And I got to be impressed with the High Rise because they didn't have Wes Lee get involved in the matchup. I got to respect that. Wes Lee did not get involved in the matchup. He was smart. He knows what his boys are capable of. And now the victory goes to the High Rise. Congratulations to them. So I'm giving them a good clap for that. And Aaron Rourke, Marcus Mathers have yet to pick up the victory. Something's got to give. And I think Rourke and Mathers are on to level up something. No pun intended. Meanwhile, Jax Presley and Harley Riggins were confronting Stevie Turner about adrenaline drip, and he said, we want a match with him. And she said, you know what? And then all of a sudden, one of them brought Robert Stone up, and she said, okay, that's it. You're getting a match not because you brought up Robert Stone, because I believe adrenaline drip can kick your butts. And then I think one of them apologized. I think it was Harley Riggins apologized for the Robert Stone comment. He's like, ah. So, next matchup, ladies action. Wendy Chu against one of my favorite ladies, Nikita Lyons. I love this big cat Kita. This was a heck of a matchup, and Wendy Chu starting to come around after her I Quit lost to Kendall Gray, and I think Kendall Gray did wake her up, so to speak, but, Wendy Chu, the size differential, Nikita Lyons towers over Wendy Chu. Heck of a matchup, but in the end, Wendy Chu clapped on the dirt nap after Nikita Lyons tried to attempt the Vader bomb, but did not connect. That's what caused Nikita in the end, and Wendy Chu did pick up the victory over Nikita Lyons. So, next up was Brooks Jensen addressing Kate Wilder after he attacked him, and all of a sudden, he decided, well, you want your shot at Succession? Well, congratulations, you're getting it. Because you and I are going to go one-on-one in a Texas bull rope match. It's going to be very interesting to see how that matchup is going to be. The first ever bull rope match in Evolve Succession next week. It's going to be a huge, huge deal. Then here comes the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. The Vanity Project comes out, addresses the Orlando crowd, says, nobody's going to challenge me. Who's it going to be? Who do you have, Stevie Turner? And then Super Sean Legacy comes out, and he says, listen, you guys made my life a living hell ever since the beginning of Evolve. In fact, it went back into the Indies, Jackson Drake, you and I. So nothing will be fun. Well, nothing will be more fun for revenge than to take that title off you at Succession. But he's about to go up and sign the contract. He got blindsided by Idris Inoue. Now remember, these events, these episodes of Evolve were taped way ahead of schedule. So and Idris Inoue did attack Super Sean Legacy. I thought that would be his last appearance on Evolve last week, or a couple weeks ago, but that's not the case. So it's still going on. So referees break it up, and they were helping Sean Legacy out, and then, well, bye Sean. He said, okay, who's next? Who do you got? And then he starts, he starts. We're going to do a Vanity Project appreciation night next week instead. And so he gave a shout out to Zeta Steel and Swipe Bright, and then he's about to give himself a shout out, but Bryce Donovan. That's where he starts walking around and walking from. Hey, Bryce, you're blocking my shot. What's wrong? I've been waiting a long time to say you are the most horrible people ever. I'm sick and tired of being your enforcer, your background, and everything else staying in the background. And I'm going. The man woke up. He finally woke up to what all we thought of Vanity Project. He says, I'm getting sick of it. I'm done with the Vanity Project. You guys solve your problems on your own, and then I'm going to be the next WWE Evolve Men's Champion. And basically, Swipe Right tried to attack him. He cleans house with them. Zeta Steel bails out of the ring quickly, like a smart little lady that she is. And then when Jackson Drake tried to attack him, he grabs Jackson Drake, choke slams him through the table, grabs the contract, signs it up. And it's official. That's right. So Jackson Drake next week will defend the Men's Evolve Championship against his former enforcer, Bryce Donovan. Bryce Donovan, I applaud you, brother. Thank you, brother Bryce Donovan. Let's go. It's about time that Swipe Right and Jackson Drake will now be known as the Three Stooges. Mo, Larry, and Curly. You got Champette at ringside with Zeta Steel. Let me tell you something. Bryce Donovan woke up to reality. He finally realized, he's finally seen the boss. The boss seen the light. Hallelujah. That's right. Bryce Donovan. And you know what? Even if Drake beats him, you got Keanu Carver still got his shot at the title. Remember that. And that's coming, so Keanu Carver can get his receipt, Make sure, get revenge on Bryce Donovan, and then if Keanu Carver sees all that, so until they put him up to it, I'll go after whoever wins the title. So either way, Keanu Carver gets his shot at the belt. So I'm just so happy that Bryce Donovan finally saw the light. He finally saw the light. So no more V's up for Bryce Donovan. About time you got out of the Vanity Project, man. So So, I think in the eyes of Vanity Project, maybe going for the penthouse and the outhouse. I don't think so. Bryce Donovan woke up to reality and seriously kicked Jackson Drake's butt. He cleaned house of the Vanity Project. Next time, Vanity Project, do not disrespect the man that's done your dirty work. He's sick of it now, and it's about time that the Vanity Project works things out on their own. If you want to get a new enforcer, that's fine. But I'll tell you one thing. Here's an idea. Here's an idea for the Vanity Project. Go eat your frosted yeets, because you're going to need them, son. I'm telling you right now. Hey, eat your frosted yeets. Eat your frosted yeets. You're going to need them, son, against Bryce Donovan next week. About time, too. So that is it for today's episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1970, episode 2594, 6 episodes away. What I'm excited about tomorrow, it's Ranniversary 6 Rant and Rave tomorrow night. Join Brandon Martin, Jordy Scow, J-Man's Legit, Jordan Little, Brandon Martin, I already mentioned him, William the Conqueror Braun, and myself. The Elder Statesman, Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric Lima, that's me. Tomorrow for Rant Anniversary 6, as you know, Michael Bombardier will be on hiatus. Has decided to be on hiatus for a while. And so, Mike, we're going to miss you, buddy. Take your time in your hiatus to think about a lot of things, and just, as you know, we're here for you. You did this on your own accord. You decided to take some time off. We love you, Michael. We're going to miss you, buddy. So, thank you for tuning in, folks. We'll have a wonderful day. Like I said, tomorrow I got Pressure Luck as well. Hopefully I can win. I can sweep a doubleheader, because I've been having a hard time winning the CBS version. I've been, having an easier time winning the ABC version. The CBS version is pretty tough. I'll see we're trying to conquer that. I whammied out last week on the CBS version. We'll find out for sure. So, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.